Next, we want to talk about accidentals in music. Accidentals in music, by the word accidental, we mean symbols we use to denote a little change in music. Now, there are about three accidentals: the sharp, the flat, and the natural sign. Now, the sharp looks like your hashtag, and the flat looks like a B, a bit tilted, and then the natural sign. Now, what are the impact of this accidentals? So the sharp, actually we use sharp in music to raise the notes by what we call semitone. We use the sharp to raise the notes by semitone. The flat to lower a note by semitone. Now you're hearing the word semitone. I'll soon explain what a semitone means. So sharp raises a note by semitone, flat reduces a note by semitone, while natural restore back to the original state. And we are going to see all of that. So for example, I have D sharp here. So this is sharp, this is flat, this is natural sign, this is sharp, this is flat, and this is natural sign. So the sharp, flat, and natural can affect any note on the staff. Now here you have the D sharp, D sharp. Now this is D sharp, this is A sharp, this is C flat, E natural, and B natural. Now what are the implications of this? Now let me take you, this is just for you to see how it's been written. So when you are placing your sharp, flat, and natural, you have to be conscious of how you place them. Now the sharp, you see, must be, look at the two lines, and then the cross line must tilt upward a bit, and also the flat must also tilt upward. By the way, the sharp and natural kind of look alike, but they are different. So this is a sharp, and then here you have a natural. So they are different, but a bit similar. You have to be conscious and be careful of how you draw your sharp and natural. Now let's talk about semitone. I've been mentioning semitone. What does semitone mean? So everyone who wants to know about music, you have to know a little about piano, right? So I've drawn a dummy keyboard here, or dummy piano here. Now you have the keyboard here. What do we mean by semitone? A semitone is the shortest distance between two notes on the piano, right? Also, every instrument you see around the world have semitone. Or let me say most instruments have the semitone, but it's so much obvious on the piano, and that's why we use, you have the keyboard on this board. Now, what is semitone? Shortest distance between two notes. Now here on the piano, you will see the white keys and the black keys. The black keys are 2 black keys and 3 black keys. And then the others, you have the white keys. Now, for the white keys, we said the shortest distance. So it means from the white key to the shortest distance is this. Because on the keyboard, you have the C, the black key, the D, the black key, the E, the F, the black key, the white, the black key, the white, black, and that's the arrangement. Now, the shortest distance is between this and this, or between this and this. Between this and this, that's the shortest distance, and that's what we call semitone. So from my C to this black key is a semitone. From this black key to this D is a semitone. Okay, so now let's talk about the black keys for a better understanding. Now, the black key has 2 names each. The black key bears its name from the white key by its left and the white key by its right. If you pick the name by the black key by its left, we call it C sharp. So this black key is C sharp. Don't forget that we are beginning with 2 black keys. We have a set of 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, and 3 black keys. and on like that on your piano. Now we take its name. If you take the name from by the one on the left, you have the C sharp, and through the one by its right, we call it D flat. And I will explain why. So this black key takes its name from the left, that's D sharp. Takes its name from the right, and that is E flat. We move to the 3 black keys. It takes its name from the left, that will be what? F sharp. The one on the right, that will be G flat. Take its name from the left, G sharp. This takes its name from the right, A flat. When this black key takes its name from the left, that's your A sharp. And then when it takes its name from the note on the right, and that's your B flat. So take note that what you have it here is a set, and it's the same thing here. The same thing all around the keyboard. So when you just get the one with 2 and 3 black keys, it's the same on and on, right? Now, I mentioned sharp and flat. Now, don't forget that I said why we use sharp. What we use sharp for is to raise a note by a semitone. So when we raise, we start from here, C raised by a semitone. So it's leap by a step, it's moved by a step. And that's why we have C sharp. Then when it lowers, that means it's come down by a semitone. That gives us what? A D flat. So that's why we call this, either you call it C sharp or D flat, this D sharp or E flat, F sharp or G flat, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, right? I think that's clear. So we have just walked around a semitone. So semitone moves between 2 closest, distance. Now let's see the examples we have here. Now remember, our lines are spaces. Every good boy does fine. So this is B flat. Now B flat to A is a semitone. Let's look at it here. This is B flat. B flat down to A is a semitone, right? Now let's look at this example, D sharp. Remember, the presence of this sharp gives this a better name. So it's now D sharp to what? To E. D sharp. Remember, this is D sharp. D sharp to E is a semitone because there's no other note in between, right? Now let's see this C sharp to D. C sharp to D. C sharp to D is a semitone. E to F. E to F. E to F is a semitone. Now, take note of this. You have natural semitones. It means that white key to white key without any black key in between, it's just a semitone. And the same thing occurs at your B to C. B to C is also a natural semitone because there's no black key in between, right? So if you look at it, we can come from this C to this C all around as semitone. So you have C to C sharp, a semitone. C sharp to D, semitone. D to D sharp, a semitone. D sharp to E, semitone. E to F, semitone. F to G sharp. F to F sharp, a semitone. F sharp to G, a semitone. G to G sharp, a semitone. G sharp to A is a semitone. A to A sharp is a semitone. And A sharp to B is a semitone. And then definitely B to your C, it is semitone. And I'm very sure by now you understand what semitones are. So when you see a keyboard all around you, you can go to the 2 black keys. The white key before the 2 black keys is your C. And then you can work this around it. That's about semitones. The tones is opposite to a semitone or a double of a semitone. While a semitone is the shortest distance, a tone comprises of 2 semitones. So that means we are going to move by 2 shortest distance. So for instance, if I want to get a tone above C, I will move 2 times. So from C to C sharp 1, C sharp to D 2. So C to D, it's a tone. Also, D to E is a tone. But if I move from E to F, is a semitone. For me to have a tone, I will move twice. So E to F, F to F sharp. So E to F sharp will definitely give you a tone, right? I can also say from F sharp to G sharp can also give me a tone, because from F sharp to G1, G to F sharp 2. So from here to here, F sharp to G sharp will give me a tone. So also G sharp to A sharp can give me a tone, right? G to A will give me a tone. A to B will give me a tone. But B to C will be a semitone. If I want to get a tone from B, that will be B to C sharp, because B to C is a semitone, C to C sharp is another semitone. So B to C sharp will give me a tone, right? So this is super easy. Now let's see it here. See, D to E, is it a tone or semitone? D to E is a tone because there's a black key in between, right? A to B is a tone because from A to A sharp is a semitone, A sharp to B is another semitone. That's two semitones, gives you a tone. G to A will be a tone. G, now F to G. I need to write this out for you to see. It's also a tone. Sometimes you can have a note above before this and also can give you, it's a tone. You can count from G back to F or F back to F up to G, which is still is much advisable. You count from the lower to the higher one. So this is F to G. F to G is a tone. And if you want to come back from G to F, you still get it as a tone. So G to G flat, then from G flat down to F is a tone. I'm sure by now you understand your accidentals, your tones, and semitones. Now for key signature. What do we use key signature for? We use key signature to decode the key of music. Every music, especially written music, will always come with a key. And remember, in the definition we give to music theory, it helps you to encode and decode music, and it's a language that you will understand, right? Now, let's talk about the key signature. Key signature are symbols or signs that we use to decode the key of a music, right? So when you open a music sheet, you'll be able to tell the key of the music. And we want to talk about the C major, G major key, D major key, and F major key. Okay, so key signature. Now, the first key signature I want you to know is C major. Now, C major has no key signature. So meaning that whenever you open a sheet of music and then you discover that at the beginning of the music, there's nothing written at the beginning, then that music has no key signature, which means it's a natural key, which is in the key of C major, right? Now, C major does not have any key. Now, somebody will ask, how do I know that this music has a key? At the top left of the music sheet, you will see the sign and symbol immediately after the clef. Whether the bass clef, the treble clef, or what have you, it is the next thing you see after the clef. So now the next key signature is G major. G major. Now, for G major, you will see this sharp. The sharp will be placed on the fifth line of the treble clef. The fifth line of the treble clef. But in the bass clef, it will be placed on the fourth line. Now, the question will now be, why the difference? Now, this is the fifth line of the treble clef, and it is letter F. This is the fourth line of the bass clef, and it is letter F. Now, we call this key signature of G major because in the scale of G major, which we are going to see subsequently, the scale of G major has the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And if you play it that way, it won't sound right without F sharp in it. So this is showing us that when you play that scale or you play that music, you must touch the note F sharp to sound right. You must touch F sharp to sound right. Right? And that's the presence of this sharp in your music. To say these notes must be played this way and it must be played with F sharp where needed. So this is for the scale of G major. So G major has the key signature as F sharp. Now let's talk about D major. D major has 2 sharp as its key signature. It has 2 sharp as key signature. Number 1, the existing one, which is F sharp, and the second one is your C sharp, F sharp and C sharp. Now the same thing you can do in the bass clef. Maybe you play your instrument is played with bass clef or the treble clef, you have to get the understanding. So F sharp, C sharp, right? That's your D major scale. And finally, let's do F major. F major comes with another key signature, which is B flat. We will see this more when we start to construct our scale, possibly in the next video. Okay? All right, so let's see. F major has the B flat. That means the flat on B. And in the bass clef, it's on the second line. Your B is on the second line. Right. So this is F major key signature. So don't forget that your key signature tells you what the key of the music is. And you will see it at the beginning of the music at your far left, immediately after the treble clef or bass clef. So this is G major with 1 sharp, which is on the F sharp. D major with 2 sharp, which are F sharp and C sharp, while the F major is 1 flat on B flat. I hope this is clear to you. All right, next let's get into C, G, D, and F major scales with key signature. Previously, we learned about the key signature and we said these are the symbols we place at the beginning of the music or the staff. That means the sharp or the flat at the beginning. Now, we want to look at what major scales are. Now, firstly, let's see C major scale. For C major scale, you start anything called scale, just a succession of notes from that same note to its next. So the scale must start from the particular mentioned name or note to its next. So this is C to C. So this is ascending and descending. For a diatonic scale, it must be 8 notes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So this is a scale of C major, ascending and descending. Now, something is important for you to know in case you want to construct more scales. For diatonic scales, we use what we call formula called tone, tone, semitone. Tone, 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 semitone. Now, also previously you have learned the difference between semitones and tones. We said semitone is the shortest distance between the 2 notes on the keyboard, and then a tone is a combination of 2 semitones, right? So now let's check here to affirm the knowledge. Here you have C to D, D is a tone, D to E is a tone, E to F is a semitone. F to G is a tone, G to A is a tone, A to B is a tone, B to C is a semitone. So also descending, C to B is a semitone, B to A is a tone, A to G is a tone, G to F is a tone, F to E is a semitone, E to D is a tone, D to C is a tone, right? So now you will notice that I place a slur around the point of semitones. That's to show you where you have semitones. So your semitones is between the third and fourth, 7 and 8. So ascending, while 8 and 7 descending, fourth and third descending. So that is very important to note that in diatonic scale or scales, your semitones fall between third and fourth, 7 and 8 ascending, 8 and 7, fourth and fifth descending. While we move to G major scale, here you will now see the importance of the key signature. Now you'll see that the sharp at the beginning of the scale, this tells us, number one, that we are working with scale of G major, the key of G major, and starting with the note G. It is very important for you to know that whatever scale you are starting with or you are working with, the letter has to be the beginning and the end. Now here also you will notice that you have your 8 notes ascending and 8 notes descending. Now, and around your third and fourth is your semitone, 7 and 8 is your semitone. But let's work it out with our formula. G to A is a tone, A to B is a tone, B to C is a semitone, and you can see the slot there. C to D is a tone, D to E is a tone, E to F is a semitone. Now, understand we must have a tone there. We've had tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. Now, E to F is a semitone, and they say we must have a tone. Now, the presence of this sharp has made this F sharp. So, E to F sharp is now a tone. F sharp to the last note G is a semitone, right? Now, the same thing descending. G to F sharp is a semitone. F sharp to E is a tone. E to D is a tone. D to C is a tone. C to B is a semitone. B to A is a tone. A to G is a tone. So that gives us a clear understanding of G major scale, right? So we can move to D major now. D major has 2 sharps, as we have seen in the key signature the last time. Now, the 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So you start with your D, right? So you have your D, E, F sharp. Don't forget that the presence of this F sharp and C sharp, automatically makes the note affected in the scale. So you have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and your D, right? So now let's look at it. If you also want to use the formula, let's see if it works with it. D to E is a tone, yes. E to F sharp is a tone, yes. F sharp to G is a semitone, yes. G to A is a tone, yes. A to B is a tone, yes. B to C sharp, right? B to C sharp is a tone, yes. C sharp to D is a semitone. Now in descending order as well, same. D to C sharp, semitone. C sharp to B, a tone. B to A tone. A to G, a tone. G to F sharp is a semitone. F sharp to E is a tone. E to D, it is a tone, right? Now, let's get your F major scale. F major scale. A to G is a tone. Don't forget that F major scale has a key signature of B flat, right? So you have B flat, as that's flat placed on the B line, right? So that starts with your F to G is a tone. G to A is a tone. A to now B flat, right? A to B flat is a semitone. B flat to C is a tone, right? C to D is a tone. D to E is a tone. E to F is a semitone, right? Now, descending order, same thing. F to E is a semitone, E to D is a tone, D to C is a tone, C to B flat is a tone, B flat to A is a semitone, A to G is a tone, G to F is a tone. Now, don't forget that what we have done here is major scales with key signature. So if I may change this around, now let's make it major scales with accidentals. Don't forget the word accidental came where we learned about our sharp, flat, and natural at the beginning, right? Now, when you mention accidental, it means no sharp or flat at the beginning of your scale, but rather the sharp or flat will be in between the scale. So maybe you are writing music exams and they ask you to write scales with accidental or scales with key signature. You have to know the difference between the two. Scale with key signature means that you have to place your sharp or flat at the beginning, while the scales without key signature or with accidentals means you should put the notes required, the accidentals required in front of the notes. Right? I think that's clear. So let's work it out. C major scale has no key signature, so we are good with C major. G major, remember it has F sharp. So instead of placing it here, it will be in front of the note F. So it makes that F sharp. So because we didn't put it here, we are going to put it in front of the notes needed. Right? And then somebody would ask that, why can't we put the F sharp here? Yes, you may not necessarily need to put here because this sharp has affected this. So far there is no bar line. This is still regarded to still be like a measure or a bar. But if you want to now do that, you can then alter that. You can put a bar line. So this is F sharp, this is F. So to make this F sharp, you have to put the sharp here, right? So this is this ascending and descending scale of G major with accidental or without key signature, as the case may be. Now let's look at D major. Now D major without key signature means that the C sharp and the F sharp and C sharp will rather be in between the notes. So you have the F sharp here and the C sharp here. And this C sharp will affect this C sharp. This F sharp will already affect this. But if you need to put the sharp in front of it, you have to put a bar line. Right? You have to put a bar line to show, and then the sharp will come in here and there. And so also for F major scale. F major scale has B flat as its key signature. So your B flat will be A flat will be in front of your B. Right? And then if you put a bar line, then you come here in front of your B also. Right? All right, so let's move on to cancelling accidentals. Previously, we've learned accidentals, which had the sharp, the flat, and the naturals. So sometimes when these accidentals comes into play in the music, we can use any of the accidentals to cancel the other. For instance, this is on the time signature of 2/4 in the key of C major, but here you have C sharp, right? So with the presence of this C sharp, which just jump into the music, is not part of the key signature, you can cancel that, with another accidental. But before we get to that point, now I intentionally wrote this for you to also remember that sometimes in the same bar, you can have accidental and then the same note in that same bar. So what that means is that that same note is still your C sharp. For instance, as a case here, this is C sharp, and then you still have that note in that space. Some people would think it is C, but rather the presence of this sharp also affects the entire note in that space up to the end of the bar. So this is C sharp, and this is definitely C sharp. And the same thing comes to play here. If you look at this, is a D major. It's supposed to be C sharp, but it has been cancelled. So they use natural to cancel the sharp, and then here you have C natural. And if you look at this also, it's also C natural because they're still in the same measure or same bar. Here you have C natural, and then they restore it back to the key signature of C sharp, right? So when you want to cancel an accidental, for instance, you have a sharp, you want to cancel that sharp, you will use natural, right? That's very important to note. You will use natural to cancel a sharp, right? So let's look also forward to this is F natural. Here it was F sharp, but at this point, they use this natural to cancel the sharp, because sometimes these things are not just used. There's a sound the composer wants to hear, right, in their ears, and that's what leads to that. Notwithstanding, you need to know what is used to cancel what. So when you have an existing sharp, you will use natural to cancel that sharp, right? Now let's look at the next one. This is the key of F major, right? And then here we have E flat. What is this note? Who can tell me what this note is? Can you tell? Yes, it is also E flat. This is E flat, and this is also E flat. Now come here. This is part of the key signature. Naturally, it was supposed to be B flat as part of the key signature. But here you have B natural, which means they have used this natural to cancel the flat. Now, they now restore the flat back to its normal note of the key signature. So don't forget, earlier I told you that the sharp raises a note while the flat reduces, but natural restore. So when you want to restore note back to its original pitch or note, you use natural to cancel it. So whether it was on flat before and you want to cancel that flat, you use natural. It was on sharp before, you want to cancel it, you are going to use natural. So natural actually restore the note back to the original state. I'm very sure this is understandable. Make sure you attend to the questions at the end of this video and test your knowledge of what you have learned in this lesson.